Hello, I'm DRoger, General Counsel for the Las Vegas Police Protective Association. In this segment, I'd like to talk to you about arbitration, grievances, and what we call comparable discipline. So let's talk about arbitrations because comparable discipline comes into play in both grievances and arbitrations. When an arbitrator is looking at your case and evaluating the evidence, the arbitrator looks generally at two distinct issues. One is whether the department proved by clear and convincing evidence that you violated policy. If the arbitrator believes that the department did sustain their burden and prove that you violated policy, the second issue that the arbitrator is going to look at is whether you are being treated fairly, whether other officers similarly situated received the same punishment. And that's where comparable discipline charts come into play. The department, on a 5-year rolling basis, keeps track of officers' discipline as it relates to a certain policy. So for example, with respect to use of force, the department will have a number of vignettes or factual circumstances set forth in a chart, and the chart will also include what punishment the officer received. And so quite often part of the arbitration is arguing over whether an officer's facts and circumstances fit other officers' discipline. So for example, if you were terminated for excessive use of force and another officer committed a different circumstance and received 40 hours, our argument is going to be that you were not treated fairly. In addition to the comparable discipline charts, we also look at situations, if we're aware of them, of officers who were not sustained for misconduct and not disciplined, obviously, if they weren't sustained. This occurred during October 1. We had a couple of supervisors who had conduct which is or was similar to our officer's conduct. Our officer was sustained for neglect of duty and terminated, and other officers were not even investigated, although it was brought to the department's attention. Our goal is not to prove that the other officers committed misconduct. Our goal is to prove that you, the officer who has been terminated, did not commit misconduct, and if you did, you weren't treated the same as everybody else. In a recent case, the Director of Labor Relations, after hearing the testimony, went and told PMSA that we had thrown their officers under the bus. On the contrary, all we're trying to do is establish that nobody committed misconduct. So, if you are on the receiving end of this type of testimony and you hear about it, we are not trying to throw you under the bus. We are merely trying to establish that not only did you not commit misconduct, but neither did the officer who was terminated. You would want that if you were the officer who was being terminated. And so as part of our job to zealously represent the officer who has been terminated or disciplined, sometimes we point to comparable discipline. It's part of the process, and I hope that this explains the process to you. As always, please contact me at DRoger@LVPPA.com if you have questions or suggested issues. And of course, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel so that you can be automatically notified of future videos. Thank you very much.